Makakausap natin ngayon, maganda ito, ay eksperto sa batas, ang dekano po din ng San Beda College of Law, si Father Ranhilio Aquino. Father Aquino, magandang umaga po. This is Aljo Bendijo, Father. Sa ngalan ni Congressman Erwin Tulfo, naka-live na po tayo ngayon sa PTV at Radyo Pilipinas sa programang Punto Asintado Reload. Dean Aquino, sir.
Aljo, good morning. I am the Dean of the Graduate School of Law, hindi College of Law. No?
Opo. Okay,
Kasi
sorry
yung
po.
College of Law, may sariling din yan eh.
Opo, sorry.
Nakakahiya sa kanya, baka sasabihin niya, inaalawan ko siya ng pwesto. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Pasensya
sure.
na po, Father, ha? Okay.
Morning. Good morning. Yeah.
All right. Graduate,
Graduate School of Law, yeah.
Graduate School of Law ng San Beda. Din Aquino, ano pong masasabi ninyo sa loobin po ninyo dito po sa seryoso ito eh. Sabi ni VP Sara, hindi ito biro. Yung pong kanyang binitiwang mga maanghang na salita sa first couple, maging kay Speaker Romualdez, na papatayin niya. Oo. Opo.
Hello?
Yeah po, Dean, ano po masasabi niyo doon? Opo.
Number one, it's talagang ako'y very disappointed niyan, no?
Oo.
At ako'y dismayado kasi hindi ganyan ang pag-uugali ng isang mataas na may katungkulan dito sa ating bansa.
Opo.
At yung magtangkang patayin kahit na biro lang ang mga pinakamataas na opisyal ay hindi katanggap-tanggap yan. Aside from being improper and unethical, it is really criminal, no? But for me, ang pinakamasama diyan yung bang inuudyok niya yung kanyang mga taga-suporta na patalsikin ang umuupong presidente so that there can be a regime change. That is sedition. And yan ay katumbas ng kanyang sinumpaan nung siya ay naging pangalawang pangulo, no? Every public officer, especially the highest officers of the land, take an oath to defend the Constitution. Ngayon yung mag-uudyok niya na patalsikin ang nakaupong presidente, that violates her constitutional oath. So talagang ako'y dismayado dito sa mga pangyayari na ito. At akin ding sinasabi sa mga taong nagtipon-tipon sa mga iba't ibang lugar na mga supporter niya, hindi naman silang karamihan, na respetuhin nila ang mga proseso natin. Kung talaga gusto nila siyang maging presidente, hintayin ang susunod na halalan at doon siyang ilagay kung talagang yun ang gusto nila.
Opo. Meron bang immunity from suit ang isang sitting or incumbent vice president? So, usaping legal po, pwede bang kasuhan ang vice presidente sa bantang pinayag niya laban sa Pangulo po?
The first thing to do is to impeach her, no?
Okay.
And then only then can she be prosecuted. So if your goal is to prosecute her, the first thing is to impeach her first. Pero alam mo, I would not even like to go down the road of impeachment, Aljo. Kasi, impeachment is a very divisive process.
Okay.
Lalong mahati-hati na naman ang bansa dyan. What I have a right to ask and what all citizens have a right to ask ay itong pangalawang pangulo natin ay kumilos at umasta at magsalita bilang pangalawang pangulo. At siya'y dapat huwaran ng lahat ng mga kababayan niya dito sa Pilipinas.
Pero ito po, impeachable ba? Ito pong pagbabanta ng pangalawang pangulo?
The grounds of impeachment are broad enough to include even that, Specifically, the Constitution, yung mga grounds for impeachment na nakalahad sa Constitution ay purposely broad. Kasi alam mo naman yung impeachment is an act of political justice. It is a determination by politicians that one fellow politician is no longer capable of exercising the duties of office, kaya in-impeach siya. Pero as I said, that should be last recourse if she does not amend her ways. Pero I would not like to go down that path kasi lalong mahati-hati ang bansa na naman dyan.
Ayun na nga, no? Napanood ko nga yung video, no? Talagang galit na galit ang pangalawang pangulo. At,
Yeah, I cannot understand
yeah.
what she's so angry about. Ano, ang sabi ng iba, feeling niya daw na siya'y ginigipit at na hindi siya maging pangalawang pangulo.
Oh.
Well, if that is what she fears, or if that is what she believes, she can always count on her supporters to support her at the next election. Kahit anong panggigipit ang gagawin, kung talagang gusto siya ng mga tao, siya'y mananalo. So there's really no reason for her to take these moves that are both unethical and unconstitutional.
Meron nga tayong doktrina nga, Dean Aquino, public office is a public trust. Tama ho ba?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, correct. That's correct.
Oo, sinasabi niya, nag-aabogado lang siya sa kanyang staff, na si Attorney Zuleika Lopez, na hindi niya po talagang iniwanan. Opo, nandun po siya, kaya nagkasanga-sanga na hanggat nagsalita na nga siya at meron na siyang mga pagbabanta sa buhay na first couple, ganun din kay Speaker Romualdez. Masasabi ba natin ito ay national security concern? Opo, Dean? Yung sinabi po? Opo.
Well, of course, it is a security concern.
Okay.
But you know, for me, no, galit din siya dahil sa ginagawa ng Quadcom, no?
Yes.
But to blame the president, the first lady, and the Speaker of the House for the actuations of the members of the Quadcom is to insult the members of the Quadcom. Kasi pinapalabas mo na sila yung mga utulang, sunod-sunuran at ginagawa lang nila ng inuutos ng Pangulo sa kanila. I choose to believe that the congressmen who are conducting the investigations on the Quadcom, Congress people like Barbers, Paduano, Acop, and this very brilliant lawyer, they're doing it on their own as conscientious legislators. Louis Stroh, for example, don't tell me that a good lawyer like Louis Stroh is somebody you can dictate upon. So, gawa nila yan dahil nakita nila na kailangan may investigasyon at kailangan mag-usisa sila. So, it would be an insult to the members of the Quadcom to blame the President, the First Lady, and the Speaker of the House for what the Quadcom is doing. And the Quadcom is acting within the limits of its power.
Okay. Nagsimula kasi ito sa hearing nga in aid of legislation sa confidential funds na yan. Opo. May lumalabas nga doon mga fictitious na mga pangalan, may Piatos, may Nova. Opo, sinasabi naman ng ilang mga eksperto po dito. Ewan ko na po sa inyo po, Dean Aquino po, ano pong masasabi nyo dito? Kinakailangan bang busisiin talaga yung confidential funds? Confidential nga daw eh.
The thing is, I've always maintained this. Confidential funds should be allocated to those agencies where confidential funds are proper.
Okay.
For example, bigyan ng NICA ang confidential funds, bigyan ng NBI ng confidential funds,
Yes.
bigyan ng PNP ng confidential funds. I can accept that. But the DepEd is the proper agency for confidential funds.
Okay.
And where there is a suspicion that public money in such tremendous amounts, napakalaking halaga in such a short time, have been expended or wasted, investigation is proper, inquiry is proper.
Okay.
You cannot just cover any misuse of funds by saying those are confidential funds. This is money coming from the public, so the public has a right to know.
Opo.
And I repeat, the DepEd is the wrong agency to handle confidential funds.
Oho. At saka nagdagdag din dito, may dinagdag si VP Sara eh. Yung kanyang mga binitiwan ng mga mahang na salita, sinabi niya, bunsod ito ng panggigipit. Pangalawa, sabi niya, dapat din na batikusin ng kasalukuyang administrasyon dahil hindi naman daw, naisingit din yung issue ng magpapadrug test ang lahat, pati ng Office of the President, yung 20 pesos daw na bigas na hindi naman natutupad, at maraming iba pa. O, parang nililihis niya po kasi, parang yun kasi ang assessment at saka yung pananaw ng ilan dito, nililihis daw ng pangalawang Pangulo, no? Ang tunay na issue. Ano po masasabi niyo doon, Dean
That's
Aquino?
correct. That's correct. In logic, that's called ignoring the issue, no?
Okay.
Ang issue, ang kanyang use of confidential funds, ang issue, ang kanyang mga binitiwang salita at binitiwang banta laban sa Pangulo. Yun ang issue. Huwag nang pag-usapan ng ibang issues. Other issues like fulfillment of the President's promises can be taken up by the people themselves in the proper manner.
Okay. How can we move forward after these threats laban po sa Pangulo? Coming from herself, the Vice
Well,
President.
number one, the people should make clear that they reject her claims. No? For example, kung ang bansa, ang mayoriya ng bansa ay hindi susunod sa kanyang panawagan o panawagan ng kanyang mga taga-suporta na mag-alsa laban sa pamahalaan, that will be a big indication to her that she does not have the support of the Filipino people. That's the first. So my first appeal is for the people to abide by the Constitution. Kasi pag nawala ang saligang batas at nangingibabaw ang poder o impluensya ng isang tao, ang mga karapatan natin ay siyang nakasalalay dito.
Nasasabi ba natin meron ng constitutional crisis sa isyong ito, Dean?
No, there's no constitutional crisis. The government is in order. Everything is, the institutions of government are in place. There is no constitutional crisis. There is a crisis owing to the misbehavior of one high official.
Okay. Maraming salamat po, Dean, Father Ranilio
Okay.
Aquino ng San Beda Graduate School of Law. Colonel Padilla, magandang umaga.
Magandang umaga po, Sir Aljo.
Kumusta na po ang AFP? Reaction niyo po from AFP dito po sa sabi nga nila kill claims or death threat ni VP Sara sa first couple maging sa Speaker of the House, Martin Romualdez.
Sir, ang AFP naman po, sir, continuous po namin na ginagampanan po ang aming mandato. We are loyal to the flag, we are loyal to the Constitution, and ito po, sir, kung ano po yung mandated po for us to perform, we will do so accordingly, sir.
Kumusta naman po ang moral ng mga sundalo, ma'am, ngayon?
Sa ngayon, sir, we can outrightly say po na high moral po ang ating mga kasundaluhan po.
Okay, very good. May iba po ako, Colonel. Ano na po ang ano ba talaga nangyari doon po sa isang sundalo yata natagpo ang patay sa loob ng kanyang quarter diyan sa Camp Aguinaldo? At ano pong kumpleto pangalan po ng colonel na yun, sir? Ma'am?
Yes, sir, no. This is in the person of Colonel Escalona po. He is a member of the Judge Advocate General Service, sir. Natagpuan nga po siyang, patay sa kanyang quarters po. Sa ngayon, sir, we have already been coordinating with the Philippine National Police at saka sa ating scene of the crime operatives po to conduct proper investigation, sir.
Opo, so wala pa tayong initial na resulta ng investigation kung ano ba talagang nangyari. Namatay ho ba siya ng natural or meron pong foul play?
Sa ngayon, sir, wala pa pong definite na conclusion, sir, no? And result of the investigation. Hinihintay pa po natin lumabas, sir, ang result of the investigation on this matter, sir.
Okay, balikan natin itong issue ni VP Sara. May mga supporters kasi si VP Sara na nakikita ko rin, napapanood ko at nababasa sa social media na may rally, may nag-uudyok talaga ng parang people power parang ganun ang dating So wala ho ba tayo nakikita diyang mga sundalo, ma'am, na baka bigla na lang bumaliktad?
Sa ngayon, Sir Aljo, no, our personnel po, we remain professional to our sworn mandate po. Kinausap na din po naman sila ng ating Chief of Staff, and yun nga po, nasabi ko kanina, high moral naman po ang ating and we remain professional po. Sir Aljo, no, dito sa result ng last survey po ng OCTA, ang lumabas po dito is we are able to maintain the trust po ng ating mga kababayan. So 8 out of 10 Filipinos po trust the AFP. And with this result, sir, gusto po natin na mapanatili po itong tiwala na ito by the AFP remaining apolitical, sir.
Okay. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panahon. Inyong oras, Colonel Francel Padilla. Nakita niyo ba yung video?
Maraming salamat, sir.
Opo.
Magandang umaga po.
Nasa linya po si Congressman Z. Alonto Adyong, 1st District ng Lanao del Sur. Congressman Alonto, magandang umaga. This is Aljo Bendio, Kong, sa ngalan ni Kong Erwin Tulfo.
Magandang umaga, Aljo. Magandang umaga sa iyong mga tagapakinig.
Ano pong masasabi niyo dito sa binitiwang mga killer claims o kill claims, kill claims o kaya itong banta sa buhay na binitiwan ni VP Sara laban po sa first couple at kay Speaker Martin Romualdez, Kong Alonto?
Opo.
Adio.
Unang-una, hindi ho natin ine-expect na ganun po yung magiging pronouncement or statement, no? Yung admission na
Opo.
meron na contact or may na-contract na mga possible hired killers. So nakakalungkot na narinig natin ito. Pangalawa, nakakabahala din at the same time. Dahil hindi siya light it's not done on a it was not said on a yung parang pabiro kasi
Oo.
mukhang seryoso. We normally hear from the former president pero yung mga ganong klaseng mga pronouncement, but after asking for an elaboration or to put context, ang usually na sinasabi is pabiro. Ito kasi hindi siya pabiro.
Opo.
So nakakabahala siya because
Oh.
we felt the seriousness that it really did happen.
Opo.
The discussion or the soliciting of such services, unlawful services, ay mukhang if you listen to her statement, no, yung admission niya ay mukhang seryoso at totoong nangyari. So nakakabahala siya because it's not really something that can be openly discussed because it actually creates and promotes yung cycle of violence in our society, which is diametrically opposed to what we as officials have sworn to fight against, which is violence. We have to do our job to provide services to the people in line with the principle of upholding the rule of law. And so nakakabahala because at all angles, whatever you try to interpret it, it's something that should worry us, not only in the matter of security, no, the physical security of those who have mentioned, ang presidente, ang ang first lady at saka ang speaker, but the whole principle of a democratic process, which is founded upon the promotion and upholding the rule of law. So
Yes,
it's diametrically opposed to that principle, yung ganong mga statements.
Ang birada din, ang tirada din ngayon ni VP Sara, kasi ginigipit daw talaga siya ng administrasyon, ng Kongreso, ng inyo pong komite, parang ginagawa sa punching bag, siguro out of disappointment, out of frustration, dahil po sa confidential fund. Opo, sabi niya, nagsalita naman sila, at nandun naman si Atty. Lopez at ano po masasabi niyo dito, sir? Opo. Panggigipit daw ito sa kanila eh. Panggigipit ito, ginagawa sa punching bag ng administrasyon. Kaya siya nagkaganyan.
Unang-una po, mayroon pong mga key issue regarding the acknowledgement receipts. No?
Okay.
It's about transparency and accountability.
Opo.
Yung mga reklamo po niyan at saka yung mga issues when it comes to the utilization of confidential funds are not brought out by the House of Representatives nor the Malacanang. It was actually came into light because of the notice of disallowances and yung mga audit observation memorandum
Opo.
na pinalabas po ng Commission on Audit. So the Commission on Audit is independent constitutional body.
Mhm.
Wala ko silang pakialam sa politika. They're not the agency is non-partisan.
Okay.
The commission's only task mandate is to scrutinize the implementation and utilization of the public funds. Kasi pera po ng taong bayan yan.
Oh.
So doon po sa issue na politika ba ito, it's far from it because ang Commission on Audit sila po yung nagpalabas at sila po yung nagsasabi na
Okay.
mali yung pag-iimplementa nitong utilization, pag-utilize ng confidential funds. It is also the
And
job
the liquidation. Liquidation
Yes,
din. Opo.
liquidation,
Kasama na
the
dyan, liquidation.
liquidation.
Opo.
Yes. And it is the sole responsibility. Hindi ho yan power lang at saka authority ng Congress.
Oho.
It is the responsibility and obligation of Congress to also scrutinize how these funds are being spent, no? Dahil batas po yan ang nagpapatibay kung paano po gastusin ang pera ng bayan. Remember,
Okay.
pag every year po nagkakaroon po tayo ng approval ng General Appropriations Act. In fact, ang General Appropriations Act ang sinasabi ang pinaka-importanting legislation sa buong taon because it gives power to agencies to use up some funds from the government for the operation of the entire bureaucracy of the government. So it's a matter of exercising the obligation. It's a matter of holding any agency or departments or any person accountable to what and how the funds are being spent effectively, or how these funds are being spent within the bounds of policies that have been enacted by either the Congress or any policies that have been formulated or enacted by any of the joint agencies. Tulad po nung sinasabi natin confidential funds, it's covered by the joint circular memorandum.
Opo.
So ganun lang po 'yun, Aljo, no?
Opo. Mas mainam siguro kung na makapagbalangkas na kayo ng batas na makikita natin ng transparency dito sa pag-liquidate ng confidential funds. Not only ministerial duty nga ng COA na tumanggap lang ng kung ano-anong klaseng forma yan, pati acknowledgement receipt. Medyo masakit po sa taong bayan dahil pera po yan eh. Hindi po yan libo eh. Hindi lang 100 yan eh. Kung hindi, milyong piso yan eh. So, yun lang naman ang... Kung hindi matatanggal talagang confi funds, at least man lang transparency, accountability, at talaga makikita natin na hindi po yan naabuso na misuse. Opo. So balikan po natin ng hearing, sir. Ano pong mangyari ngayon? Mayroon yata kayong hearing pa, no? What will happen to Attorney Lopez?
Sa ngayon, mayroon pong mayroon po i-discuss po kasi remember nung last na committee hearing ay yung lift nung pag-lift dun sa contempt order niya is supposed to be today, di ba?
Opo.
Actually, papunta ako doon sa People Center. Nandito lang ako sa isang committee hearing for the resetting of the BARM election. So immediately after this, I will proceed to the People Center. So tama po kayo, we will still be expecting the Vice President and all other personalities that we required their attendance to be their presence and their attendance in this committee hearing, tulad po ni Ms. Gina Acosta, Mr. Fajarda, at saka yung karamihan po sa yung dalawa po na special disbursement officers nila. Balikan ko lang po yung sinabi mo.
Opo.
Tama po, I agree with what you have said, na talagang ang issue po dito is yung questionable ARs. Kaya nga po ang pakiusap po sa ating taong bayan na doon ho tayo mag-focus doon sa issue nung paano na liquidate itong mga ARs na ito na ang mga pangalan ay questionable. It's just so saddening because it reaches this stage na nagkaroon pa nung over the weekend ng mga ganong pronouncement from the Vice President. So I guess kung pupunta po yung ating iniimbita, yung mga special disbursement officers, mas maigi na lang po na maklaro. Kasi issue naman po ito, wala naman pong personalan ito.
Aha.
Ito po ay trabaho na binigay sa Commission on Audit para himahin po nila at pag-aralan at i-assess nila, examine po nila yung veracity ng mga receipts na binibigay ng bawat ahensya, in this case, the Office of the Vice President, whether the utilization of these funds are within the bounds and the parameters set by the joint circular. Ang sinabi po nila, mali, hindi ho tama yung paggasta. That's why it's also the job of the House of Representatives in this Congress, no, for that matter, both chambers, no, sa Senate and the lower house, to really to be guided on how we should approach the next budget hearing. Kasi ito pong ginagawa natin para din po ito sa understanding and appreciation ng mga miyembro ng Congress para mag-guide kung ano yung gagawin ng mga polisiya, whether in the next General Appropriations Act ay mag-set tayo ng mas stricto na guidelines para sa paggasta ng pera ng taong bayan. Yun po actually ang issue dito.
Okay.
Dahil kaya nga po nalulungkot tayo at umantong pa doon sa pagbabanta sa buhay ng ating presidente, ang kanyang ginang, ang unang ginang, at ang nakaupong speaker ng House of Representatives.
Alright.
Nakakalungkot, nakakabahala, and really borders the issue of security, no? Securing the top leaders, elected leaders of our country. Kasi mahirap pong magbanta ng ganon kasi it erodes, it erodes the very foundation of our democratically the democratically instituted government, no? Which are being led by these democratically elected leaders. So sabi ko nga kanina, balikan ko lang, it's diametrically opposed to what the principle of our democracy is all about, which is the rule of law.
All right. Well said. Maraming salamat po, House Assistant Majority Leader at Lanao del Sur, 1st District Congressman Zia Alonto Adiong. Sir, thank you.
Thank you very much po.